Welcome to this screencast on scoring interactions. I'm going to show you a simple example of going from interactions which are just tagged to interactions which are tagged and scored. Hopefully you'll see how this makes analysing your data much easier. Before using this screencast, you should be familiar with tagging and with CSDL. I'm already logged into my account here in the web application and I'm on my streams page. The first filter I want to show you adds tags to interactions. The first tag that can be added is US. Now this tag would be added if the interaction is within a particular geopolygon, if there are Twitter profile fields with US country names in, or there are state names in other profile fields, or city names, or even a time zone. Further down, we have a tag for the UK, which uses the same kind of conditions, but obviously looking for UK country names as well as UK county, city and town names. The return statement at the bottom is simply looking for all interactions which have the word Starbucks, which are in English. Let's see how this tagging works before we start looking at scoring. I've let the filter run, and here we have some examples of interactions that are tagged with US. Let's have a look at one of these in the debug window and work out why. So here's the tag tree with country and a value of US in it. If I go down to the Twitter output fields, you can see there's geo information here, there's place information which has United States and US in it, and we've got Royal Palm Beach, and in the user information we've also got the time zone. So there are lots of things to make a US tag match in this interaction. But here's another example that has the US and the UK tags. Let's have a look at the debug window on this one. So this interaction has geo information. With that information we could be absolutely sure where the author was. If I look in the tag tree, we can see both the US and UK tags have been applied. So let's look further down to find out why. We've got place information under Twitter, and you can see we've got United States, US, but also the word Boston. Now Boston happens to be a city in the US, but also a town in the UK. So because of the word Boston, it seems it's had the UK tag applied to it as well. We need a way to identify which condition matches are more important. In this case, the geo match would have been enough for us to guarantee this is US only. So let's go back to the filter and see how scoring can help us do this. Here I've opened a different version of this filter. You can see now that US has been split into 4 separate sections within the CSDL file. The first one has the tag country.us and then +10. So this will add a value of 10 onto whatever the current score of tag.country.us is, and I'm using 10 if we're getting a geopolygon match. If we manage to make a match on twitter.user.location or twitter.place.country or country code, then I'm adding 5. Then if we get a match on state name or city name, I'm just adding 2. And lastly, the time zone would be the least reliable match, so I'm just adding 1. If I scroll down to the UK tags, you can see I've done the same thing where a geo match is +10, and then country names is a +5, and if we get a county, city or town name, then that's +2. Let's run this filter and see what the tags look like now. Here are some examples of interactions with the US tag. This one at the bottom has a value of 1 and this one at the top has a value of 3. Let's take a look at the debug on this one. So what we have now under tag tree is country and US with a value of 3. And if I go down to the Twitter output fields, let's see if we can work out why we have 3. Well, we have a time zone here which would have given us 1, and then I'm guessing the location in Monterey Park, California would have been the other 2, probably for matching the state name. I'll keep the preview running until we find one with a US and UK tag. So I've kept the filter running, and here at the top we have an example of an interaction with UK and US tags. You can see that UK has a 7 and US has a 2. Whichever one has the highest number will be in bold. Let's have a look at the debug window on this one and see if we can work out why. If I go down to the Twitter output fields, Let's look at the user information. So here we have a location of Cambridge, UK, and I'm guessing Cambridge is also being matched in the US. But because we have UK, we have a higher score. Well, that was a very simple example. Let's go and look at something a bit more sophisticated now. If I go back to my streams page and click on library, here we have a library of pre-written classifiers which use tags and scores. The customer service routing library has used machine learning to create a classifier to help route customer service requests. This classifier assigns scores against rant or rave for the type of opinion being expressed, and there's urgency, query, feedback, lead and other. If I scroll down, we can see the definition, which has the tags and the scores being used. I'm going to copy this to a new stream. Now this new stream has nearly 3,000 tags, and each of the scores that have been assigned to the tag have been calculated by machine learning. I could go to the bottom of this CSDL file and add my filter conditions to match interactions. Alternatively, I could create a filter and reference this library classifier. So in this screencast, we've covered how to add scores to tags when you're tagging your interactions. Look out for more screencasts on reusing tags and other VEDO features.